Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine Harrison, chiropractor, healer, superconscious coach. I can't wait to take you through your Recode today, and I just want to let you know I'm going to do three things. Firstly, I'm going to get the founder of this technique, Chris Duncan, to talk you through some insights and a bit about the process, including the 5 steps you'll go through to experience the Recode. Number 2, we are going to have an amazing experience. You're going to have me connect to your superconscious. Believe it or not, this superconscious recode process works incredibly effective as a replay. We're still connecting in the field, and this defies time and space. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to recoup power that you have given away, removing your limits. So I hope you're excited about doing the experience. And then, finally, I'm going to talk about my ongoing program about the embodied alchemist's journey and what you can do to stay in this field. Because for some of you, you won't want this to be your last interaction and you'd like to continue. Perhaps work with me privately. So, prepare to have your mind blown, or at least rearranged, as you learn how to manifest your dreams with the founder of the Superconscious Recode, Chris Duncan. He'll be using certain words, and for those of you already versed in spiritual lingo, feel free to think of the superconscious as your higher self, your self-conscious as your ego, and the unconscious as your body and emotions, with the subconscious being your inner mind, your blocks, all that's being fed information from the other levels, which is creating your reality, your behavior, which also reveals your current structure. I'll see you afterwards to take you through your recode.
Hi there, it's Chris Duncan here, founder of the Magnetic Mind Method. And if you're watching this video, you're about to have a session with one of my certified coaches. And so I want to say congratulations, great decision. This person won't let you down. They've gone through the hardest certification process that there is. I've had to pass that and pass my standards. So whoever it is that you're working with, you can be rest assured there's someone that understands this work. And what's interesting about this work, it doesn't matter what they've achieved in their life, because we're actually helping you step back into your power. Some of the best coaches that I have don't have as much money as I've been able to make, haven't created the impact that I've had, but they've been brilliant at facilitating for me to get into the right structure and create a life I love. So this video is going to make sure that you're ready. It is very important you watch this session. There's some education that I'll be sharing and some codes that if you want to have a great session, you'll need to make sure that all aspects of you understand this work, how it works, and why it works. So please find time to watch this before your session. It's going to save a lot of time and answer a lot of questions. And by the end of the session, you will learn why our work is different, why you've failed before in the past, and how the session's going to go. So please, press pause, find yourself a nice, comfortable position where you're not going to be disturbed for about 30 minutes, where you get a pen and paper or a Word document, and really take time to get this. Part of our process is a respectful process and ensuring that all aspects of you understands how this work is going to help you. So if you don't know much about me, really quickly, this work is not mine. It is a combination of about 20 years of me going around and working with as many different masters and gurus and shamans and coaches and teachers to try to pull apart and understand, how does one create success? And success meaning being able to manifest that which you want in this dimension. So health or money or relationships or impact. Through mastering this work, I've been able to create huge transformations in others, including 2 people now who were once legally blind, who are now able to see. Multiple people having x-ray proof of tumors or broken bones or other things turning out the way that they would like. We might call it healed much faster than what the experts said. Multiple people messaging me in about diabetes and how they don't have to take insulin anymore. Families coming together, people making a lot of money, a lot of success, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to play a part in their success. For me personally, I've got 2 companies. We do about $20 million a year, and that's very humbling to share and to say, because I grew up working class, and to overcome that and create some real financial abundance is quite wonderful. Married the love of my life. We have a beautiful family and a beautiful life here on the Gold Coast in Australia. And I'm a best-selling author as well. So, you can check out some more of my work wherever you choose. So just really happy to be here, supported by an amazing team at Conscious Education, and also supported by the coach that you're going to be working with. So what's different about this work? Well, the big thing is we're giving you the power. Okay. So whenever you work with a coach here, we're never going to diminish your power. And what I mean by that is most of the work you've done in the past, whether it's therapy or coaching or NLP or EFT or whatever it is, okay? Most of the time, because of the way the world is orientated, you've actually given yourself, put yourself in a powerless position based on something we call structure, okay? You've structured your life in a way where it will never resolve to where you want it to go. And this is because you're actually the powerful creator of your reality. And what we find is most people trying to create a health transformation, they want to, get rid of some illness, or they want to have more money. They're so busy observing that which they don't want that they create competing intentions in the field. So for example, a person says, this is my current reality, and I don't want it, or it's not enough. Okay, so that's their current reality, whether that's, they say I don't want it or it's not enough, whether that's health, wealth, relationships, whatever it is. That's their CR or current reality. And now you might say, well, yeah, Chris, that's what we do everywhere. And then they typically say, well, I don't want this and I do want this. Here's their desired reality. And their desired reality is better, and they do want it. Okay, and that's there. Now, this all sounds good. They would like this to move to there. And you're probably the same. I don't want this and I do want this. And this is the way that we structure a lot of the times. The problem is you're the observer. You've actually observed both of these into reality. But what's worse than that is you've actually got an identity here. And so your identity is actually lived. Most of your life, you've said the current reality isn't good enough. So you have an ID or an identity, and let's say this identity, and the identity is the domain of the unconscious brain, so it always speaks in feelings. So the identity feels scarcity, maybe feels lonely. The identity maybe is in a place where they feel ill. So they're ill health, right? What they desire is, instead of scarcity, they desire abundance. They want to have more money. Instead of being lonely, they want to feel love. And instead of ill, they want to be healthy. Now, this all sounds very logical. The problem is the identity has lived this way for a very long time. So as soon as you take action towards this desired reality, the identity throws up a fear response that it's about to not be needed anymore, that its way of being is no longer valid. Okay, so think about this from the identity's perspective. If we were to achieve this abundance, this health, this love, this better reality, the way that I've always been would no longer be valid. It would no longer be alive. And so the identity actually gets scared. So what the identity does as it gets scared of this new reality is it throws up thoughts and feelings that take us off track. So we move towards what we want, and up pops a thought or a feeling like doubt or overwhelm that needs to be resolved. I don't know enough, Chris. I've never done this before. Or, I've always been this way. You're not going to follow. Or whatever it is that pops up as you go for your desired reality. This is from your identity not wanting the current reality to change. So what happens is this needs to be resolved. So as you're moving towards your desired reality, you get taken off track to try to fix how you don't feel capable to have it. You need to fix your sense of unworthy. You need to fix, I'm overwhelmed, I need to have a break. You need to fix your fear of rejection. You need to fix your fear of success or fear of failure. You need to fix this anxiety. So you go over to fix it. And you fix it and you feel good. So all of a sudden you feel good, you fixed it. That's no longer there. But guess what? While you're off fixing it, you didn't create anything. You're still in the exact same place. This structure is the number one problem. You turn up to a seminar, there's your current reality, there's your desired reality, and you decide, I want this. I want to have this love. I want to have this health. I want to have this money. I want to have this impact. I want to have this family. Whatever it is, I'm going to put a ring around it, or you decide that. As soon as you decide that it's better. This is better, which then makes the current reality worse, which then has your identity here go, well, I need to try to get this way. But the identity is living in opposition to that which you want, and it will never, ever die. So you end up in this loop. You go towards what you want, the identity needs to be fixed, and you end up back in the current reality. And this loop can last a lifetime. We have people come to this work and they say, Chris, for 30 years, I've been going to seminars. I've been doing everything right. And I meditate, I've changed my diet, I've gone to courses, I've had coaches, I've done workshops, I've done all these things. And I say, I know, you will never see a successful result when you're in the structure that your current reality is than or not as good as the desire. Because the identity will never let you get there. So we've got a saying, and I want you to write this down. You must be it to see it. You must be it to see it. See, to be it is when you return back to the creative source or the creative energy that you are. You be it. When you be it, you're all realities at once. There's no resistance in your field. See? Instead of being an identity that's in resistance to something, here's your current reality, there's your desired reality. You take your identity up here, where your identity will be able to feel happy face if it was there, and happy face if it was there. And then RR, standing for random reality, another random reality over here. You're able to enter any reality and feel the exact same satisfaction. Now, this is very easy to say, but what if your current reality is sick? You're saying to me, Chris, that I need to feel as happy when I'm sick as if I was healthy. Yes, because you're the creator and with every other random reality. Chris, I can't feel happy. You haven't seen my bank account. So why are you giving your power to the bank account that's going to change how you feel? You must be it. To be it is when your identity realizes you are the creative force of it all, and you're just choosing. We don't have goals in this work, we have choices, because everything that you want to create already exists on some level of frequency. You've just got to choose which frequency you desire. The one thing you must do is you must understand that if you're in any resistance to any reality, this can't happen. You're actually not being it. And this is the first thing that the coach is going to work with you on, is for you to be able to be satisfied now and desire to create what you love. I'll say that again. You must be satisfied now and still choosing to create what you love. I remember when I was first taught this, it was actually, I sat down with a billionaire and he said to me, Chris, you must be it to see it. Your desire to fix or improve yourself is the reason why you can never have it. He said, what would the person be who already has the result you want? They're not busy fixing themselves. Therefore, if you're busy fixing yourself, you're not being the person that has this. You're out of a relationship with it. He goes, let me put this a different way, Chris. He said, You cannot grow a forest of abundance planting seeds of scarcity. He said, you must be it already in the invisible, and then you must do it in the physical to finally have what it is that you're creating. He said, but the first thing is you must realize that your current circumstances do not have power over you. Yes, you might have an illness. Yes, you might have a smaller bank account. Yes, you might be single. But if you give your power to that, you're making that bigger than you. This thing is making me feel this way. You're denying the fact that you are the creative spirit of it all. So the first thing we do is we get you into choices. Okay. A choice is when you particularly choose what you want. We have 4 that we start with most people. I choose to live a life I love. I choose to be healthy and vital. I choose to be the creative force in my life. And I choose to live my true nature and purpose. And we get you into these choices because they're the biggest ones that you can have now. Once we get you into those, then we can start building out and manifesting other things. But until you're already it now, you're always going to create resistance in your field to what it is that you're creating, because your identity will see it as a conflict of the way it is. You see, I'm scarcity, and scarcity's kept me alive for 50 years. And you want me to go get abundance? That's different. That's scary. So you got to be it now. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone that wants to say, no, I want to stay in that structure. There's no other way to manifest. You must be it and then choose what you love. So that's the first thing that we really do, okay, is make sure you're in the right structure. If you're in the wrong structure, you will not be able to create. So people say, well, Chris, what is structure? Okay, structure is 2 or more points that are working together. Okay, so my body is a structure. There's many points of information on my body working together. Okay, when I hold up this pen, okay, for the board, now I'm in a structure with it. If it's separate from me, I'm no longer in a relationship or a structure. Okay, so a structure can be changed even if the material is the same. An example of that is a rocking chair is made of wood and nails. And the rocking chair, if you push it, the structure of the rocking chair, it will mean it will rock like a pendulum. You take that same material and you can turn it into a boat. You can turn it into a sled. You can turn it into something that if you push it, it will move. Okay. And you can take that same material, you can make it a fence. A fence, doesn't matter how much you put energy into it, it won't move. So a structure, when energy is put into it, will always resolve in alignment with the structure. You push that rocking chair, it will rock. You push that fence, it will stay solid. You push that sled, it will move. Does this make sense? They're different. They're different. But it's the same material. That's the same with your life. The way that you structure your reality and your identity matters whether or not it will move towards what you want or it will just go backwards and forwards. You must get into the right structure. So the correct structure is you already have it now and you're just choosing to create things that you love. You're choosing to find your heart and bring it into the world, knowing that you already had your heart. You're finding things to share, to create. It's a beautiful place to be. So that's number one. The second big thing that we're going to be helping you to do is to use your superconscious to remove any resistance. Okay. Resistance is the opposing force that your identity has created to block you going into places that are in opposition to it. Okay, I'll say it again. Resistance is the opposing force that your identity created to stop you going for things that are in opposition to it. Okay, you created it. Just like the elephant, okay, who was, as a baby elephant, was tied up to a small pole, and it pulled and pulled and pulled. And as a baby, it just gave up because it was just wasting energy trying to pull this rope. As an adult, you tie that same elephant up to the same small pole with the same small rope, and it doesn't pull because it learned a long time ago that wouldn't work. That's the same with you, is things that you learned a long time ago aren't necessarily true anymore. You've just given it the power, Okay, so you have three different aspects of yourself. Okay, you have a self-conscious, you have a unconscious, and then you have a superconscious. So we have self, unconscious, and superconscious. Okay, self-conscious. The self-conscious sees itself as separate, sees itself as limited. The self-conscious is where we can experience being a human. The self-conscious is the aspect of you that knows that in order to have hot, you must have cold. In order for there to be abundance, there must be scarcity, okay? In order for you to know man, woman, all creation, all experience is done in this polarity, okay? Many people that are in the conscious creation want to deny the negative. They're so scared of the negative. You know, in order for there to be one, there has to be the other. It's how it exists. We can't experience anything if there's not limits to it, okay? So the self-conscious, you know, kind of gets this and understands that in order for me to find connection, I have to be able to feel lonely. In order for me to feel happy, there has to be sad. There's these polarities, okay? The problem is when we get stuck there. Now, our self-conscious, most of us try to live here, and this never works because the self-conscious sees things as limited, and as I showed you, the self-conscious always sees things as this is good and this is bad, and I'm going to try to move that way. The self-conscious always creates a pendulum swing, okay? Always creates this forward and back, you know, pendulum swing. I want this, and then it swings back. To give you an example, let's think about food, okay? If I give you an ice cream, you want it to stay cold. Well, you better have that before it melts. It's going to swing back, okay? Or if I give you something that is warm, like some soup, well, you eat your soup before it goes cold. See, in the bottom reality, things are always in opposition. They're always in opposition. And so the unconscious, the part of you that's got your feelings. So self-conscious is your thoughts. Okay, this is your feelings. Your unconscious is seeking balance. It's seeking balance. And it always looks for balance. So it's always saying, how do I stay alive? I need to have balance. Okay, so whatever happened in the past, I survived. So let's just keep doing that. Okay, the unconscious just takes instructions and it's there to run your body. Okay, and so it's this combination between, as you can see, this pole here, what the self-conscious wants, and then what the superconscious wants up here. And so it's this balance point. And the unconscious is always looking for balance, you know, too much of this, too little of that, and it's always in this place. The unconscious or subconscious is not the place to be doing deep work, because it's simply, it's the animalistic part of us that has been given the instructions that it's then just going to follow. And if you ever tried to go do deep unconscious work, the problem is you've already had to define the problem. And as soon as you define the problem, as I already told you, you're already setting yourself to go, this is where I am, and then I want to get here. You're already setting yourself up with a pendulum swing. You're already screwed. It just simply doesn't work. What you need to do is come out and up to an aspect of us that very little people work with. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious or the collective imagination. I call it the superconscious field, okay? It's an aspect of you that's connected to everything. So you have thoughts and feelings. Up here we have an information field. Now people go, what do you mean an information field? An information field is the source field where everything's coming from. See on this planet, there's some certain rule structures that everything behaves inside of. The Fibonacci sequence, the golden rule, how things are made up, okay? There's information. If you've studied remote healing or remote viewing to be able to understand how you can actually remote view something that is non-local, you will understand that there is a field of information out there. If you go to Wikipedia and search simultaneous invention, you'll find many of our most famous inventions were invented by different people all around the world at the same time, because there's a field we're tapped into. You can watch birds who all fly together in a field of information. They all know what's going on. They all know where they should go. There's information outside of it. Okay, this information field is a place of intuition, place of insight, but it's also a place where you get given the instructions of how it is. This field of information is unique to you, unique to your family, and then unique to us as a species, then unique to this planet. Okay, so it's like those Russian dolls where it just keeps on, like a fractal. Hey, it's a fractal inside of a fractal. It just gets bigger and bigger. So you are not source. You're not the full field. You are a drop in that field. Your superconscious is one drop in the ocean of the source field. Okay, you're a sovereign drop. You are of the whole field, but you're simply not the whole field. Okay, one drop is not the whole ocean, but it has everything that the ocean has in it. That's the same with your superconscious. All right. Now, what's true is when we connect to your superconscious, this is the original instructions getting passed down. Okay. Your superconscious is where everything originates from. So hear me out on this. Your self-conscious has these thoughts and wants to have the best life possible. The unconscious wants to keep everything the same. These two are always fighting. The superconscious is a field of information that it can't experience anything. It's eternal, and it just simply is changeable. When you connect to this field and you make a different code that you pass down into your feelings and thoughts, you're then able to move in a different way. You're able to be it. So being it is being up here and making the change, so then you can actually make the change, okay? Put it another way, all right? What you're wanting to create is at the end of a river. Let's call it the river of desire. You're at the top in the current reality. You're in the current of the river. For some reason, you can't move towards what you want. There are thoughts and feelings in the way. You can't move to that relationship. You can't move to health. You can't move to that business. You can't move to financial abundance. You simply can't go there because there's things in the way. It's like a dam was built, right? There's a dam blocking the water. And as much as you try to go down that stream, you cannot. There's blocks. Where these blocks come from? These blocks are put there by yourself, by your inherited through your family superconscious awareness, traits, feelings, and they're put there to stop you going to places that are unsafe to what has already been. By saying unsafe, it's us acknowledging how great the unconscious is at keeping the body alive. It says, if we haven't done it before, it's unsafe. If we haven't done it and our family haven't done it, it's not as safe as the way we've been. So we're going to put things in the way so you can't go there. Okay? The unconscious doesn't really trust the self-conscious. I'm not going to let you go there. I'm going to put this in the way. Okay? How do we put those blocks in the way? Well, we put it by going to our higher self and making it before we were pre-verbal. So when we were very young, putting blocks in the way. So how does this work? How does this, Chris, this is great. I understand superconscious feel. Well, what happens is your superconscious was there before you. It's connected through your family line and right through. It knows how that dam was created. It knows how those blocks were put there. It has the code. It's the source code of you. So when you connect back into it, or when one of my coaches helps you connect back into it, we can shift the coding. When we shift the coding, this allows new feelings to flow and the current to be able to flow to what you want. Okay? We shift the coding. We recode the instructions. Okay? Your superconscious will remember all the resistance and be able to remove it. Take that boulder out and move this out and that out, dismantling everything that's in the way so that you can go. That's how this works. So when you work with a coach, they'll go through 5 steps. They'll say, what would you like to create? Like, what's true? They won't ask you what a problem is. What would you like to create? You'll say, I'd love to create this. Say, awesome. The second thing they're going to do is they're going to help you put that intent into the field. Okay. So this is the field of all information. You're going to say, I choose to create this. Great. Superconscious, that's what we're choosing. Then we're going to allow ourselves to feel it. We're going to bring it down into the domain of the feelings. We're going to feel it. We're going to choose it. As soon as we say, that is what I want, and now I'm feeling it, the unconscious is going to throw all the resistance at it to stop it. The unconscious is going to say, you can't have that. This is why, this thing, and you're going to feel all sorts of feelings. This is good. This is pushing and showing us the truth of what's there. Okay. After we do that, your coach will say, okay, so we're starting to see what's there. Then they'll ask permission to connect to your superconscious and use commands to remove all of that resistance down. So there is no more resistance to having that. You see? Or then you should just be able to have it. Once you're superconscious, once you're able to have any experience you want, you just choose it and you go for it. So I really hope that you love this quick intro. I'm sure you're absolutely excited to get out there and have your session with your coach. If you'd like to see a quick demonstration of this work, I'm going to cut now to me working with 2 women on stage that you'll be able to see. Please check out my YouTube channel if you want to go and understand this work at an even deeper level or see it. We do have a certification and coaching programs available. Everything's there for you. But right now, watch the end of this video and go over your session with your coach. Expect nothing. Notice everything. Play full out. Open your heart. You've got nothing to worry about. You are the powerful creator of your reality. When you align to the truth of what you are, miracles can happen. I love you so much. Thank you very much for watching to the end of this. I'm just thrilled to meet you and to know that you're out here in the field and in the work with me. You're going to have a great experience with this amazing coach. So please enjoy it. And feel free to send me a message on one of the social media platforms. I do my very best to get around to them all. I love you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching Chris's intro to the Superconscious Recode. I hope you're as excited as I am for what you're about to experience. You now know that you get to choose something to create. You're going to choose from what we call the 4 core choices, the core 4. They're the orientational choices we all start with. Once these are clear within you, you can then get started on more specific creations. So the 4 orientational choices are: I choose to live a life I love. I choose to be healthy and vital. I choose to be the creative force in my life. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. So just check in with yourself which one resonates with you the most today for your recode, and perhaps make a note of it before we get started, because this will be a closed eye process. So just let me repeat these for you. I choose to live a life I love. I choose to be healthy and vital. I choose to be the creative force in my life. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. So, I'll be giving gentle commands to your superconscious. The best analogy for you to imagine is your active experience is like a football field. You're trying to play the game of life on this field, but resistance has popped up. Like little gophers, it's popped up and it's left little mounds of dirt. So you're not able to play the game of life. You keep getting tripped up. Things keep getting in the way. So when I connect to your superconscious, I'm going to be saying, hey, superconscious, do you see this resistance? And if I get a yes, then I'll talk about the resistance. I'll ask the superconscious to brush all of the dirt away with a feather and ask the gophers to run away. So now it's a smooth, flat field that you can just play life on. There's no resistance. You can go for whatever you want. So let's take you through your recode. Close your eyes and let's begin. We're starting by getting into the feeling of your creation, your choice. Take a deep breath and let it all out. And go into your heart and feel what it would be like if you already had this reality, this creation. The emotions, sensations, visualizations, you've arrived. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's there with you? What do you believe about yourself and about others? What are you feeling? Feel it. What are all the feelings? The universe responds to feelings. Your body responds to feelings. How does it feel to have this, to be this, to do this? How does it feel to be in this moment right now? That's great. You're doing really well. And now we're going to set up the other point that shows us our resistance, to get us in that creative structure, to feel that healthy tension so that we can move towards what we want. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. Now, let's lock in the current reality, which is really easy. All I want you to do now is to observe your current reality, right now, in relation to the end result that you just experienced. What's it like right here and right now in comparison? And how do you feel thinking about this? This is going to start to pop up the resistance for you, that part that we'll be recoding. So what's your current reality like now, and how do you feel thinking about it? Just let all the resistance build up like it's in a bubble that's expanding slowly. In your current reality, what beliefs do you have to have created this instead of what you want? How are you judging yourself? How are you judging others? Or how are others judging you? What are you telling yourself in this reality? What do you believe about yourself, about others, about the world? Where do you fit within your family and their beliefs in your current reality versus your future reality? And what about your future reality choice? What beliefs or judgments do you have about yourself when it comes to having it? What about the choice itself? Is it too hard, stressful, selfish to have or be it? What emotions stop you taking action? Fears, worries, thoughts of rejection? What emotions prevent you from having this? What stories do you tell yourself? What inner conflicts do you have? Part of you wants it, part of you doesn't. How do you finish that sentence? I'd really like to have that, but because I don't know how, I'm not allowed. So now notice whether you're seeing yourself in any of these 6 core wounds and identities as I take you through them. Just keep your eyes closed. There's 6 core limiting beliefs that we can carry. Just observe. I am unworthy. Are you always comparing yourself with others, feeling a deep lack of confidence? I am not good enough. You're not good enough to just do or have or be it. You've had to read the book or done the course or become qualified by others to feel good enough. I don't belong. I don't belong to that. I belong to this, to a family type or status. When you don't belong, you're very scared of criticism or judgment. I am insignificant. You're always trying to prove that you're significant, big, more important, going for big life-changing goals, but missing out on life. I don't have the capacity. Are you always filled with doubt? I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time or money or the resources. I need to be perfect. This is such an oscillating belief. I've got to fix myself. You must finish everything and never get it wrong before you even start. So you often just don't start. So just spend a moment to tune into any emotions, beliefs, judgments, inner conflicts, or anything else, past failures that are causing resistance in your field, in your being from having it. Just observe and feel. It's all good. Part of creating is honoring exactly where you're at now. And now I want you to give this bubble of resistance a number between 0 and 10. If you're in a river and your creation is at the other end, 10 feels like you're tied to a concrete block and simply cannot move toward your creation at all. And 0 is merely drifting along with the fast current with total ease. Just close your eyes and let a number drop in for your current resistance to your future reality, your future choice. So now you've got your number. Let's put all these beautiful uncoverings, this resistance into a bubble. And we're going to recode this resistance. We're not fixing you. You're already perfect. Just releasing resistance and bringing clarity to all three aspects of you. So, if you could please give me permission to connect to your superconscious, just go ahead and close your eyes if they're not already closed, and energetically give me permission. Say yes in your head to giving me, Catherine, permission to work with your superconscious for this recode. Choose to get the most out of this. Expect nothing and allow yourself to experience whatever happens. I'll now talk with your superconscious. Superconscious, do you see this resistance bubble? Please begin to tag this for future treatment. All the beliefs, emotions, thoughts, judgments, memories, and all the priorities that come up. Superconscious, do you notice all the traumas, events, part-time personalities, everything that's there in the active experience? Please tag this for future treatment. Superconscious, please bring in any part-time personalities that are needing to be in the active field. Show them that they are safe and will be receiving an upgrade. Please bring in the protector controller, inner child, victim martyr, people pleaser, and perfectionist as appropriate. Superconscious, please go to the organs and body systems as appropriate, and the energy systems, chakras, meridians, the body as a multi-dimensional field, and tag all that is in the active field for future treatment. And Superconscious, please make sure to go back to any original events, memories, vows, family patterning, in order to bring forth the wisdom from these and allow the emotion and charge to be left behind. And Superconscious, please do a massive change history and everything is needed, treating all of this for more satisfaction in life. Thank you. Just let yourself observe. That's it. This is feeling pretty amazing right now. Superconscious, please tag and treat any remaining resistance still in the active field in the perfect order, including all priorities through all timelines, from all emotions, anything fear-based, lack-based, all memories, events, family history, experiences, circumstances, any thoughts. Treat the structures that sabotage, and please continue treating this next wave. Here we go. Just observe and experience. You're doing great. Breathe. And let yourself choose anew your creation, allowing all resistance to this to melt away. Gently and light as a feather, removing piles of dirt to bring in that clear playing field. Keep breathing. You've got this. Keep allowing. And there you are, basking in your creation. Being here and now is perfect, and you are enough. Thank you, Superconscious. And now please ground this all back into the matrix of the universe, including everything touched on today, all memories, events, timelines, experiences, etc., through all time, space, dimension. So just take a few deep centering breaths. Come on back when you're ready and open your eyes. And just ask yourself what your resistance number is now compared to when you started this. And welcome to the Superconscious Recode. You are absolutely perfect. You are absolutely whole. You don't need to change anything. However, if there's something you want to create, you must remove the resistance. This is beautiful work. We're truly letting things go. At the end of the day, the only way you'll know if this has worked or not is if you can act in a different way. Just see if you can find an action step to really cement in this new reality you've created, and make sure you can do it sometime this week. Because this is big, deep work. And as you know, this is just the intro that you've experienced. The program is a whole new level. We do some really awesome stuff in the program. So, how many of you would like to know about my embodied alchemist journey and ongoing work with me? If you're good with what we've just done and just wanted to do this intro, then you don't have to stay around and listen any further. And thank you so much for coming and joining me. For those of you who do want to hear, then stick around because I'm going to jump right into it. The embodied alchemist's journey is absolutely amazing. Because here's the truth. It takes a lot to create what you truly, truly want. And there's going to be lots of aspects of you that are going to need to shift. What your superconscious gave you today with the recode is just the start of your resistance. I hope that makes sense. You may have gone from a 9 to a 2. That's just what you're allowed to remove at once. Because our superconscious doesn't desire for us to completely forget who we are. It's not going to throw up every aspect of you and you go, oh, but who am I? So it does this in bite-sized chunks. It lets you remove this much at a time. And it does it in a healthy way. It's not going to bring up all the big traumas and have you process them immediately. It takes a little time. So I know that it's a 12-month process to really get you completely where you want to be. So in my Embodied Alchemist's journey, you'll be joining a group of like-minded people for 12 months, creating your new realities together and supported by myself. We are in a time of powerful change throughout the world, and I believe it's time for you to rise up and transcend all realities and aspects of yourself that are holding you back. And working together with your tribe and community, these ripple effects will be exponential. You'll also be given an entire year's worth of access to the Magnetic Mind Online University, where you'll be able to work through lessons in manifesting, shifting your reality, letting go of family patterning, creating abundance in many forms. There are many powerful guided meditations and further training available to you, not to mention an entire year's worth of past Superconscious Recodes on various topics to experience. And of course, you'll be joining a community where you can share your experiences and connect with other embodied alchemists. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. So, the Superconscious Recodes by themselves would normally be worth over $18,000 for a year, and all that university offers would be worth $9,000. I mean, this is a total of almost $25,000. But you're here now, having stuck with me long enough to experience this magic for yourself. If you're wanting to become an embodied alchemist, then I'm not going to let the cost of this program stop you. If you would like to start on the journey, your price will be $1,995 if you pay in full for the year. Or you could pay weekly for the 12 months at $49 a week. The full price gives you an advantage of paying $550 less than the weekly option. You'll see all the details on this page. And there's always the option of booking in a private session with me on my bookings page if you feel you need more support at certain times in your life. So, the next step is up to you. As you know, there's no change until you take the action. It's time to create the life of your dreams. What are you waiting for?